my name is Brent Brewer, and I teach intercultural studies missions classes. So now that I get to teach everybody that comes here, I get the opportunity to kind of give them a bigger vision on what missions this should be all about. And we have other professors in our department who are more academic than I, and so I think we have a good blend of getting the academic and the practical, but I probably lean more to the practical side of that equation. So my philosophy is that we Johnson historically have been kind of disconnected from Knoxville because we're out in the country. So I mean, when you're talking about evangelism and missions and stuff, the best way to learn is just to go do it. And there are lots of great organizations in Knoxville, both working with local people and with international people here. And so I just really wanted to find a way to get students connected with those organizations so they can go and just do their student ministry hours and what I call a practicum for that class. And then I just kind of got, my wife and I were kind of frustrated that we weren't really doing much of that ourselves. And we heard about this cool deal with lots of Saudi Arabian students coming to the United States, and they like living with American families. And there were probably, when we first found out about it, there were probably 100 Saudis here in Knoxville at UT in the English Language Institute mostly, and none of them were living with Americans, even though they were interested in that. So we just felt like God was leading us to buy a house, and so we bought a big house, and we have 2 Saudis and 2 Johnson students live upstairs in our house. I went to Africa as a missionary with basically no missions training. I was not a missions major at Johnson. I went to one Harvesters small group, the Harvesters Missions Club small group. I went to one in my 4 years at Johnson. So I was not exactly like on the missions track and interested in the whole missions thing when I was at Johnson. I wasn't opposed to it, I wasn't a part of that crowd. So when I went to Africa, I made lots of stupid mistakes because I didn't know a lot of this mission stuff. So one of the things I hope I can help students do is avoid a lot of stupid mistakes that I made when I was a missionary. And I think just the aspect of really valuing other people's culture and learning about it and seeing how God's working in that culture, instead of going in as the American with all the answers and the white savior and that kind of attitude. I really want to help students get over that stuff, and then just learning to be spirit-led and learning to pray and learning to listen to God.